Question. Right. Hopefully things works out fine. So, ah, took a long time to fix this. Which is the audio. Alrighty. It seems okay now. Alright, let's see. Get it. Push it.
Not really. Bats are creatures of the night. They flit around while good Christians are asleep, often carrying out the will of witches or even the devil himself. But a bat nailed up actually repels all evil and protects the house against sickness.
Well now, I have to admire your knowledge. That's exactly what the chambermaid told me too. The thing that I was most interested in was where they got that bat. You know, I was awfully inquisitive back then. Embroidery wasn't exactly my passion, and Papa forbade me from riding out into the woods, so at least I explored the fortress from top to bottom.
Aye, I know all about that. Not that I ever embroidered, but Pa never let me stray too far from home.
Parents have no understanding for the adventurous soul, do they? But back to the bats. I found out from the guards that they caught the poor creatures somewhere in the cellars. So I went to have a look there and found a whole swarm of them. I followed them for a while, and I noticed that in one corner they simply disappeared into a wall. Strange, isn't it? I was full of curiosity, and I talked Papa into having the wall demolished. I remember there was even a priest there at the time, and he wasn't at all happy about it. He was afraid we'd dig into hell. But as you probably guessed, there was nothing behind the wall but a passageway leading off into darkness.
My word, you're right. That is a really good story. And I didn't expect that ending at all. You're really sharp and hard-headed when you latch onto something. Well, that's something I admire.
Hard-headed? Aren't you a bit impertinent? I'd rather say determined.
Why did your people mark the passage from outside?
Papa came up with that. He said one never knows what might happen, so I thought up the idea with the crosses. Why do you ask anyway? Would you rather search all over the woods for it?
No. It's really smart. And very convenient for me. Thanks again. Have you ever used the passage?
No, it's never been needed, thank God. But everything is ready there. There's a strong door and a ladder that we can pull up behind us. That ought to give us enough time to get to the end and dig our way out.
Sorry, I've got a bit lost in all this. How did you say I can find that passageway?
I've told you already, haven't I? Have you really forgotten? Or do you just enjoy talking to me so much? At the crossroads near Hushtull's stud farm is a wayside shrine. Nearby is a group of boulders by the road. Behind them, you'll find another chapel, an old one. When you look through the gap in it, you'll see ruins on the hill opposite. Go there and look for a stone cross. Go in the direction that the top of the cross is pointing until you find another cross. Again, carry on the way that the cross is pointing, and you should come to a small clearing where there's a cross in the stones or something like that. I can't recall exactly.
Sure. And there I start digging. Got it. Thanks.
And don't forget to take a torch. It'll be dark in the passageway, obviously.
Okay, I'm done. That was it. It's
What do you want from me? Take a look at yourself, you vagrant.
why is he mad at me?
How did you become a knight?
I paid for it. When Malashov was vacated, I bought that fortress. Well, first I negotiated with King Charles for permission. Then it was entered into the land register as my property, and my house became the Knights of Malashov. There were still some legal requirements surrounding it, but I won't bore you with those. But personally, I'm pleased that in the history of our house, it was me who managed to elevate it to the nobility.
Interesting.
You can simply buy a title. Just like that.
Definitely not just like that. But in a certain manner of speaking, you can, yes. It's not at all such an unusual practice among rich burghers nowadays. In Prague, for example, there used to be the Rokitsan burgher family, and they bought Okorsh. That's a castle 3 times bigger than Malashov. It may also happen that some commoner lends the king a lot of money, and the king doesn't have the coin to pay back the debt. So he resolves it by pledging one of his castles. Nevertheless, the old nobility, such as Vavak von Hradec, don't like it, and they despise us for it. They see us as upstarts without a proper ancient origin. But I think in a few generations, if I ever marry Rosa off, that is, it won't make any difference anymore. We'll be established among the nobility, and all these injustices will be a thing of the past. I pray that my house will endure, and that my descendants will live to see it.
Well, enjoy your well-deserved spurs. May your house endure and prosper. What's the political situation in the city? I mean the politics of support for our side.
All in all, miserable. Bailiff Plymel is also on Sigismund's side, as is his son, who's so corrupt even Vava could envy him. And I tested the waters among the councillors, but it doesn't look good for us at the moment.
Who sits on the city council?
Wenceslaus Forsucher, Jerome Naz, Franz Rosenthal, and Andrew Polner. They're from the old and rich burgher families, just like us. Martin tried to negotiate some support from them, but as you may have heard, we didn't manage to win anyone over. They either have their interests connected with Sigismund, like Naz and the others, or they just don't want to commit themselves, so they don't lose their property and status. That's the only thing you can count on them for.
And what about Vavak? He sits on the council, and we've got him in our pocket, right?
He does, along with other representatives of the Italian court, and they'll do what he tells them. Except maybe Friedrich Kummel, but that doesn't matter. Vavak is a slimy bastard who'll sink us as soon as he gets the chance. So I'd like to count on him only when absolutely necessary, because as soon as he learns something he could exchange for a pardon from Sigismund for the crimes you've uncovered, he'll use it to untie his hands.
But they don't sit alone on the council. What about the others?
They don't. Then there are the representatives of the guilds, but to be honest, they don't have that much power, at least not for now. Compared to the old houses, the guild masters only quite recently acquired their positions on the council, so they probably won't risk losing them. But you're right that we might find support among them, especially by promising more council seats. The thing is, we're not yet in a position to fulfill such a promise, and they're well aware of that.
Thank you for filling me in on the local situation.
Well, there wasn't much positive in it, but you're welcome.
Okay.
And what about the church? Couldn't it be turned around? You can see Sedlet's monastery from the city. The abbot must have some influence, doesn't he?
He does, and his relationship with the city is not the best. First of all, the abbot is burning through his property. The monastery is having financial difficulties, and all it can do is sell off its village properties. And who do you think is buying them up? The Kuttenberg burghers, first and foremost. Then there's a long-standing dispute over the manning of some churches, which goes back as far as I can remember.
Well, then how about promising the abbot support and getting him on our side? Promises cost nothing, right?
Ha ha! I see you're no newcomer to politics. But we hesitated with the abbot, and he decided to throw in his lot with Sigismund. In fact, he's given him accommodation and is wining and dining him.
Okay.
It's not like he had a lot of choice.
Oh, he did. A lot is permitted by the law of the church, even refusing access to a monarch.
Sigismund has a whole army behind him. How could the abbot refuse him?
Do you think Sigismund would attack a monastery? All he'd get from it would be a pile of old bones, and it'd tarnish his reputation in half of Europe. No, Sigismund doesn't need the abbot, but the abbot needs him. That's why he made the decision he made.
That's interesting.
I'm glad we took care of Vavat without resorting to weapons. They outnumbered us, and they had heavy armor. I'm not really sure we could have held out against them.
If the worst came to the worst, we'd have had to try. We couldn't have backed out. There was too much at stake. But otherwise, I agree with you. We saved the lives of my soldiers, and maybe even our own. Thank goodness for that. After all, I've already fought my hardest battle, and don't need any more like that.
If I may be so bold, can I ask what the hardest battle you mentioned was?
Not long ago, when Sigismund's army besieged Kuttenberg. Back then, I saw things differently than I do today. I'd been advocating parleying instead of armed resistance. I feared, and rightly so, that Sigismund would use it as an excuse to seize property. But I was in the minority, and even my son Vensa was convinced of the opposite. We quarrelled a lot over that. In the end, he told me that even though I had acquired noble status, my days of glory had faded. He wanted to prove the Knights of Malashov didn't wear spurs just for show, and that we'd earned the armoured arm in our crest. When an opportunity arose to strike against the enemy, he rode out, despite me forbidding it,
That is interesting.
or maybe because of it.
What happened next?
More importantly, what happened before? Some French knight appeared from God knows where. He said he was a renowned military leader and a personal friend of King Wenceslaus, and that it was his sacred duty to defend the city. I no longer know why or how, but he was appointed commander of the city's defense. One of the first things he did was attack the huge trebuchets that were ruining our fortifications. It seems they were poorly defended, and when the Frenchman was putting together a cavalry unit to counterattack, my Vensa joined. Only it was a trap, the oldest and most primitive trick, and our renowned French knight let himself get taken in. Of course, Sigismund, or whoever was in command, didn't leave his precious trebuchets unprotected. He had his own cavalry in reserve. When I learned where Vensa had gone, I gathered my men and went to his aid. But when we arrived, it was all over, and there was nothing left for us to do but to collect the bodies of the fallen, Vensa among them. So, you heard it. My hardest battle was the one in which I didn't even raise my weapon. But I won't make the same mistake a second time. It won't bring Venser back to me. But I'll defend what he tried to defend to my last breath. Our estates, our honor, and above all, our Rosa. Just leave already, you scoundrel.
Okay, finally, I guess that's it for this guy. Alright, let's just keep moving.
Did you hear him die? The charm. That old coot will outlive us all. No, it was Jan, the big pole. They say he went to help me, but never woke up. Mother said he was Next thing you know, he's been buried.
I don't think so.
Good to see you.
Greetings.
Alright, time to leave.
Come here.
Where to go next? This yard. I've been there. Not close down. He's a man heart. Let me meet his fool. Oh man.
Wallowing
Greetings to
gold,
you.
while their falsehoods and indulgences condemn all Christendom to eternal torture.
Are you kidding me? I can't even go anywhere else.
But the city has fled.
God bless.
Garbage waste in the seas.
Heal. Come here.
Butcher it. Crazy doggy. Anyway, I thought there was a passageway. Something this side. I guess not. They must be down here. Nope. It's only garbage. Fine.
Hail Mary.
If I get it. Let me go back. Now what? Bubble this side. Yep.
Council has decided to help King Sigismund's army.
You two.
What? Good day.
Good day to you.
I'm sorry. Who goes there? You shouldn't be bothering us here.
Never mind. I thought there was a way to go in. You serious?
Gepriesen sei der Herr.
So, you finally got your way, eh, Menhard?
Yeah, yeah. It is a great feeling after all the effort. It is to a large extent your doing, Heinrich. Vielen Dank nochmal. In token of our thanks, recognition and Freundschaft, I wish to make you a gift of this Langschwert, which I received from my Meister in Frankfurt on the day I too became a Meister.
Wow.
My word. Thanks a lot, Menhard. This is a great honor for me.
You have earned it. Do not lose this Schwert or bring shame on it.
You can count on me.
And that is not all. Listen well. I also agreed with Friedrich that we will do things richtig. In Kuttenberg, we will hold a great and glorious tourney every week. Offensichtlich, as I promised you, I can teach you the art of sword fighting from now on. I show you Meistertechnique of handling Langschwert. Then Arne show you the basic teachings of combat stance. Arne learned a lot from me and mastered also other weapons than the Langschwert. He has much to teach you too.
A tourney? That sounds good. It will be here in the city.
Genau. It will be by the walls near to our Fechthalle, one time each week. Always with Langschwert, sword and shield and free combat in heavy armor. If you want to join, come to me. I write you down and tell you more about it. It will be good practice for you, and you can also gain good rewards and glory.
What about Arne? How's he doing?
Gut, Heinrich, gut. The local apothecary and physician Albicus did an excellent job.
Gut.
Arne's eye all right. His sight come back. Only scar remained. Gott sei Dank.
Glad to hear that. The art of sword fighting, you said. What kind of things can you teach me?
Alles. Langschwert and other weapons. Meisterschläge and technique, or just practicing combat. Wie du willst.
What do I need more practice for? I beat the Kuttenbergers in combat, didn't I?
You know a lot, but not alles. Practice makes a Meister. And fate plays a big role and may not smile even on a Meister. Remember that. Do not be proud, be modest. Pride will come back to haunt you in Gefecht and in life. Remember that auch.
That's
and
true.
Since you are in our Bruderschaft, I will teach you one echt Meistertechnique that no one else here knows. You only have to ask.
Thanks for everything, Menhart. I'll certainly come and see you sometime.
Good. One last thing. If you are in need of a bed, you can sleep in the loft of our Fechthalle. Bald, mein Freund.
That's a good idea.
You said you'd teach me some kind of special technique.
Ja, genau. Get ready. I will show you a special longsword technique that Meister Lichtenauer taught me. It is called oben abnehmen. First, you attack your opponent's head. If he blocks your strike, attack his face as if you were trying to stab him. If he deflects your blade to the side to defend himself, move your blade around his and cut his head open. If you do that in an unexpected direction, your opponent will have little time to react.
Okay. Seems like something happened. The game got a little slow down for some reason. Wait, it works fine.
And you will strike him well. Come, let us practice zusammen. Und? Es ist doch gut, oder? May it serve you in good health, mein Freund.
You have a kind master, eh, Matt?
Oi, wasch dich.
I see you're on your feet and in good health.
Ja, ja.
What about the eye? Having it
Gut, Heinrich. I only see cloudy for a day or two, but then the clouds go away. I see the world with new eyes now. Könnte man sagen, healing skill of Master Ibicus is great. I will remember him in my prayer, and I think my injury teach me discretion and humility.
Those are wise words. But it wouldn't be a bad idea to get a proper helmet. Best with a visor. I'm sure you'd look great in a hound skull.
Naja, when I get enough groschen, I will kaufen the best in Kottenberg.
I'd like you to teach me about swordplay. I've heard you're good with weapons, and without them too.
Kein Problem, Mann. Tell me what you want to know, and prepare your groschen for a donation to our brotherhood. We have to make a living, irgendwie.
I'd like to see what you can do with an axe and a mace.
Ja, das ergibt Sinn. Blunt weapons are best in a real melee. Such things I have a few times in the middle of being. But even once would be enough. Zum Glück it has only costed me some bumps and bruises. Andererseits, bei mir ist der Warhammer one of the most loveliest weapons of every time. Also, auf geht's!
Alrighty. Get the player. Agility. Food. Master. Definitely need that. Oh, that sheet's not showing up yet. We'll just see. Okay. Heavy weapons. Okay. Where is he?
I'd like to
Kommt darauf an.
Pole arms, maybe.
show me the best tricks that can be done with a polearm.
Warum nicht? One great master has said, what is long is not short. And keeping your opponent away from your body, that is most basic. A solid center of the gravity and good distance must you have. You must not let anything knock you off balance. And also, a good fighter knows how to use the both ends of the polearm. I will show you what I mean. Also, auf geht's!
What does that mean? Is he drunk? Seems like it. Getting there.
I'd like,
Kommt doch
I'd like to practice.
vernünftig. Very hard, but then learn to wrestle good, and you will get good at all fighting. That is one what old master has said. Also, auf geht's!
You're drunk, man. Combat is pretty high on mine. Seems like I'm pretty doing well. Three seconds. If I could do something about Matt.
Careful!
Oh, you mutt.
I'd like to learn a new.
Aber ja. If you like fight with mace or axe, I show you how to stomp opponent to ground. It may be complicated, but it's powerful technique and you can use shield with it. Was sagst du dazu?
That sounds good. Teach me that.
Natürlich. I know this is something for you. Also, hör zu. Zuerst a few straight hits and then quick step ins Gesicht. Then turn weapon and cut an ankle when turning. Es klingt vielleicht kompliziert, but it is damn effective. Und jetzt? Come try a few times, mein Freund. Na, und? Es ist doch gut, oder? May it serve you in good health, mein Freund.
Getting any bugs on this one? Nope.
I'd like to learn in...
Ja, natürlich. If you are interested in ringen, I show you one good hold. I use it often. Glaub mir. This is blow from back of hand. Hard and no trick. Kurzum, ein Schlag, wie er sein sollte.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Teach me that.
Ja. You like ringen? Like fight? Yes? Then you like this too. Look, after a hit von rechts, you lean into next attack. But it is only ruse. Instead of this, from the linke Rückhand, you go directly geradeaus. Um mich. Und jetzt Und? Es ist doch gut, oder? May it serve you in good health, mein Freund.
Right. Down, right, left. Okay.
I want you to teach me, Menhard. Show me all the tricks and mysteries of the art of swordsmanship that you know.
Sehr gerne, Heinrich. But you will have to donate some money to our brotherhood. Aber keine Sorge, mein Freund. You would not learn more even in Nürnberg. You would just pay more.
You're a master of the sword, so what else but a longsword? I want to learn everything so I can be your equal.
You certainly do not lack in confidence, und das ist gut. But there is always room for improvement. And even the greatest master needs to train constantly and test his art against other swordsmen. Wie auch immer. Die erste Lektion ist, the deciding is to be skilled. But let's see how well you understand.
Down, right, left. Okay.
I'd like to learn...
Warum nicht?
I want to practice...
Good. Pole arms are a bit advantages, clear. Aber genug geredet. Los geht's, mein...
Alrighty, seems like I'm pretty much ready now. Now what?
What brings you here?
I can come here.
What brings...
Okay, I'm supposed to use. How do I bet it now?
want to enter that...
Great decision, Heinrich. Als erstes, let me explain the...
Right. Make it...
We have 3 Disziplinen. Die erste, Sword and Shield Combat. Then gibt es noch Longsword Combat. Schwertkampf is done in light armor. You will get all the equipment you need for the tournament, including weapons. Keine Sorge. You must use it during the duels and return it to us at the end. Yeah?
Of course I'll return what I borrow. But what if I want to use my own gear? Can't I do that?
Not in the sword disciplines. Everyone uses the same equipment, so that only skill is the deciding factor. But in free combat, the last discipline, everyone uses their own weapons and armor. I recommend heavy plate armor if you have some. You can participate in all discipline or just some. It is up to you. Every entry costs some Geld. And behave during the tournament, yeah? No funny business. And follow the instructions you are given.
Okay.
How many fights will there be?
You will face an opponent and fight until someone has 2 wins. They will then move on to the finals. There, the first one to get 2 wins is the victor of the entire discipline.
Who are the other participants?
Many local burghers, natürlich. It is a Kuttenberg tournament after.
What if I get...
Then you will make a fool of yourself. But if that happens, a bathmaid will take care of you. The first time is gratis, but every time after, that you will have to pay.
Are there any prizes?
Yeah, glory and recognition. Also, as in beautiful and valuable things, coats, armor, weapons, all sorts of things. The city's craftsmen quite liked the idea and wanted to show off their work. So they donated a few pieces as prizes for the victor. But the main thing is to have a good Kampf, is it not?
Of course. What will happen if I sign up and then can't make it?
Then I will be bloody disappointed in you. If you do not show up, you will be disqualified from the discipline. No other way.
Could you go over the basic...
We have Schwertkampf. You will get, of course, not in the... But in, you can and be...
Thanks. I know...
So, will you...
When is the next tournament?
There is still some time to go. There is still time.
Sign me up.
Toll.
I can't seem to make up my mind. You know what? Sign me up for everything.
Good choice. Pay the entry fee and we are done here.
Here are the groschen, but I plan on winning them all back.
I look forward to seeing your attempt. May Lady Fortune be on your side. On the day of the tournament, go and see Friedrich Kummel. He has the honor of running the tournament and will introduce you. Or you can wait here for the tournament, as you wish.
You're kidding me. Okay, I cannot sleep. Then in that case, I'll just travel around and around. Skill teacher. Repair. Okay, I was gonna go there anyways. Let me just wash my face before I leave. Is there water here? Nope, nope. No, nothing here.
I apologize.
Sorry, me too. Right. That would be easier
falling
to get
my
out.
way today.
Try to get out here. Check, do I need anything else? Here. I don't need bandage.
Excuse me.
Heal!
Hail.
Here we go.
Easy, easy. Nice and slow.
Charcoal, shiny charcoal. Sorted and weighed. Fair prices. Fine wares.
I can wash my face.
Tell me then, what did he give you for it?
Sure, I tell you when you got me in.
Or are you closing up? Big straw pots!
Is there a way to wash myself? Nope. Doesn't seem like it.
Goodman Harville?
Do I know you, good man?
No, I don't believe so. But I'd like to speak to you.
Aha! What can I do for you, good man?
When I asked where I should go in this city for good wine, your inn was recommended.
You've come to the right place. You won't find better wine in this city. Have you come from far away?
Very far, Goodman. I'm Henry, and I rarely hear my name spoken in my native tongue.
You don't say. Where's the last place you were?
I did a lot of travelling in Italy, from north to south.
Wonderful. It's not often I get the chance to talk to someone so well travelled. It'd be nice to have someone to discuss the drink of kings with.
An invitation I can't refuse. Thank you.
Finally, something to end
Well,
my...
good man, how shall we begin our tasting? Ah, I know. How about a little white to begin with?
Excellent.
So, what do you say to that?
Hints of vanilla, that's uncommon. And I have to say, that greenish spring colour is perfect.
You're right. A rare flavour and colour tone. It's essentially a lighter wine. I like it because it's suitable for many occasions. When I don't know what to serve, I pull out a Moravian white. My father-in-law loves it. He'll be a blessed 70 years old this year, so I'm giving him a few casks to make his old age a little merrier.
That's very kind of you.
There's nothing but misers in this town. They wouldn't think twice about taking their own mother's last piece of bread. I'm not like that. Do I have money? Of course. But I don't hoard it. I try to make people around me happy.
And you're treating me to this wine. You're a real Samaritan, and like it says in the Bible, you give drink to the thirsty.
Anyway, let's have a cup of something else.
My thoughts exactly.
What shall we... Ah, I know. Let's have some red. How about a young Blaufränkisch from Austria? Or as we call it in Bohemia, Blue Frankovka.
From you, Goodman, anything. Pour away.
Quite a decent vintage.
A bit bitter for my tastes. But you said it's a young Blaufränkisch. I'm getting notes of black currant. The colour is dark, almost purple, but as it should be.
Yes, the colour enchants me every time. Almost like drinking from an inkwell.
Oh, I've never drunk ink. Would you recommend it?
My grandfather used to say, "You won't know till you've tried it." He lived and died by that saying.
Uh-huh. What happened to him?
Well, the poor fella suffered from ulcers. So one day, true to his favourite saying, he tried drinking spirits to cure himself. "Burn the canker," he said. Well, he burnt it so thoroughly, he was dead in a week. God rest his soul.
To your grandfather and his contribution to advancing the knowledge of medicine.
Coming right up.
Why the game is crashing? I don't understand. Okay. Check again. Be like that, but I don't know, keeps crashing for some reason. Frame hubs dropped. Video encoding. Keep going. Oh, exactly. Game first.
Tell me, good man, what's regarded in your country as the most prized Italian wine?
See, I don't know. I never drank wine. Vinsanto, I guess.
Definitely Vinsanto. A sacred wine. It's a straw wine from Tuscany. But it's still dry, and they say it works miracles.
Ah, every wine can do that, good man. It loosens men's lips and women's legs. Ha!
Ah, true. Good health.
Keep slowing down. I believe myself. Okay. System. Focus. Focus. Focus on the game itself. Yeah. Right. Something's definitely off this one. Then I could just switch it out.
Well then, let's move on to the next one. After all that quality stuff, let's refresh ourselves with something simpler. Would you like a hippocras?
Certainly. The better ones will go straight to our heads. And I'll admit, I do like it from time to time.
Nothing to be ashamed of. It's not easy to make a good hippocras. Mine has an unusual ingredient in it. Let's see if you can tell what it is.
Why is it happening?
Very nice. I'd say it's mint?
Precisely. It gives a nice freshness, wouldn't you say? And there's a garden full of it right behind the tavern. I don't know where to put it all.
But it's missing some kick. I reckon your cook forgot to add something. Ginger. It's missing ginger.
But of course. The cook told me they didn't have any at the market. You have a refined tongue, good man. I'll give you that. After that hippocras, we should have something more
Man, why keeps keep crashing?
high class. I've got a rare Hungarian wine from Eger. Very strong and very sweet.
Bring it on. This is no time for weak wine.
My thoughts exactly. So what do you think? Good, isn't it?
Settings.
Very good and very red. Besides that, it has a sort of raised taste at the end of the tongue.
Raised taste? What do you mean?
It's hard to explain, but it really is very red.
As
Case though.
anyone can see at first glance. What will you tell me next? That the sky is blue?
And isn't it?
I drank this particular wine from Eger at a banquet held to celebrate the new city council. Hungarian government, Hungarian wine, and Hungarian delicacies. I was so looking forward to enjoying some nice Hungarian sausages or pate. But I ended up leaving disappointed.
How so?
They started bringing out melons, apples, plums, and all sorts of other fruit. And finally, they served fish. I don't eat fish, and fruit makes me burp. So I went hungry at a feast.
Well, that's very unusual. Fruit, fish, and red wine. Maybe it's some sort of Hungarian custom.
I was so disappointed that I wanted to make myself something at home to get rid of the taste. But I was so drunk that I fell asleep. The housekeeper woke me up, and what can I tell you? The porridge was charcoal. The kitchen was like a smokehouse, and I had egg on my face. Well, that's Hungary checked off the list.
I noticed there were vineyards in Kuttenberg.
But of course, we have vineyards and grapes from Burgundy that Emperor Charles himself had brought in. The local vintners grow some fine grapes, but they're still learning everything that comes after that. The local stuff gets diluted a lot, They flavour it with all sorts of shit. Or leave it for vinegar.
Don't tell me you don't have a drop of anything local that would be worth trying.
Well, there's the monastery secret. A wine from the Sedlets Monastery. My cousin Jerome is the custodian of the monastery vineyard.
Ah. Why is it called secret?
Taste it, and you'll see.
Interesting. There's no trace of any flavour that shouldn't be there. Neither honey nor spices. Just the pure taste of wine. But there is something to it. Something I don't recognise.
That's it, good man.
Is that the secret?
Exactly. The monks add a secret ingredient to the wine.
A secret ingredient? How do you know that?
Like I said, my cousin Jerome is the custodian of the monastery vineyard, and I handle their supply. Sometimes I bring food for the workers, new barrels, tools and the like. And from time to time, I bring them a sealed crate which smells peculiar. Jerome didn't want to tell me what's in it, but when I insisted, he told me it's some kind of incense they burn in the barrels.
Really? I've never heard of such a thing.
Neither have I. But like I said, the chest was sealed and the whole thing is shrouded in secrecy.
A real monastery secret? What should we drink next?
I'm glad you like my wine. But that...
Yeah.
It's enough tasting for today. After all, I've offered you everything worth trying, and now the wine is starting to go to my head. But you're welcome to stay in my tavern as long as you like. I have to say, I really enjoyed our chat. It's rare to meet someone who really understands wine.
I enjoyed your company a lot too. Nevertheless, I won't keep you, Goodman, and I'll bid you farewell.
Farewell. And if you decide to extend your stay in Kuttenberg, stop by for a drink again.
Definitely. God be with you. I'd like to learn.
What are you interested?
How are you able to drink?
Thanks, I'll teach you one trick.
Righty.
I'd like.
What is this?
I hear you.
But of course, sir. And for how long?
Just for tonight.
All right.
I'd like to discuss.
All right.
Is this enough?
That's more like it. Agreed. Anyone?
What's new?
Nothing much. Take care. Have a pleasant evening.
I'm sorry.
I apologize.
upwards. I don't even need out to put it away. God, how many things I have to put away. Alrighty, not enough things cleared up. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I'll continue again tomorrow. Something's wrong with the graphic card or something. I'll have to fix the stream again, so I'll let you know. I'll update you. Thank you.